Space nerd. Engage.
Oh my god, stop it.
Like the Skywalkers have extreme command over the Force.
Yeah, and that's the thing I like and I appreciate is that it does kind of show you that this is a unique, like, bloodline is almost. Like, this is a very, like, powerful being and everything.
The midichlorians be midichlorian.
Oh my god, I'm done with you.
It's a trap. When I rewatched this, I forgot how moist they all are.
I really hate you. I knew you were going to do that. It's the piggy snoot, isn't it? Like the little snout on a little pig goo. Ugh, so gross.
All of them.
All of them have really gross
like the curl thing.
Yeah.
Like the tail off his head. I'm like, why are you so wet?
Yeah, it's all gross. And
why also, are you so sweaty? You've been watching Cups?
Oh my god, stop it.
It's got to have just to make it a little bit more gross.
I didn't need that, though.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, the commentary booth watched, and you guessed it, commentates on the week that was in movies and TV. I'm your host and play-by-play commentator, Jam Yaps, and each week I'm joined by the salacious crumb to my Jabba the Hutt, Corrina Mabey.
Please don't ever refer to me as that again. That was...
What?
I'm not...
You don't want to be salacious crumb sitting in my tum-tum?
Nope. Really don't. That's like, it's not even a tummy, it's a pooch. Like, he's got like a fupa. Like, Jabba had a fupa before fupas were a thing.
Ew. We're off to a great start, but as you can tell, this week we continue our 50th anniversary series rewatch and review of Star Wars as we dig into episode 6, Return of the Jedi, which follows along from episode 5, shockingly. After rescuing Han Solo from Jabba the Hutt, the Rebel Alliance attempts to destroy the second Death Star, while Luke struggles to help Darth Vader back from the dark side. Shockingly, pretty much the exact same cast as previously.
You don't say!
We add in Sebastian Shaw as Anakin Skywalker, Toby Philpott, Mike Edmonds, and Dave Barclay as puppeteers, and Larry A. Ward as the voice of Jabba the Hutt, Warwick Davis as Wicket W. Warwick, Carolyn Blackerstone as Mon Mothma, and Tim Rose as Admiral Akbar, who is also voiced by Bosford, who is again uncredited.
So, before we get this started, I just want to tell you that we have a special guest for this episode.
Oh, god damn it.
We have Wicket here in person. He's
That's
here.
A big-ass Ewok.
This is Wicket. He is my Ewok. I love him. He is wonderful.
Why?
I have had him for, like, I don't know, 14 years, 13 years. He's my favorite thing in the world. And he's a backpack, so he rides my back like Yoga was riding Luke's back. Because Disney fulfills all of my dreams. And they used to sell, I don't even know if they sell him anymore, but I have a Wicket backpack. They used to sell a Yoda backpack too. So he'll be joining us for the duration of this episode. You're welcome.
I'm sure they sell surely they sell like Baby Yoda backpacks now.
They have to. Like, so when
like Grogu backpacks.
When I worked there, they had a Wicket, they had Yoda, and they had Chewie. But he was the fluffiest, and I love him the most.
A Chewie backpack makes no sense. It should be bigger than the kids.
Yeah, no, he was a little tiny like Chewie. It was very strange. But yes, no, Yoda and Wicket made a whole lot of sense, and I love him to death. He is my favorite thing in the whole wide world. And I was really, really mad when I missed the Build-A-Bear exclusive, because Build-A-Bear actually came out with a Wicket version as well that you could have done in their stores. So...
Was he proper chunkiness, or was he like... the classic Build-A-Bear teddy bear that's like...
Oh, you can make him as... No, because Build-A-Bear, you make him as chunky as you want. Like, Chloe's got like a...
No, you can make them as firm as you want, but depending on...
Well, I don't know. He looked pretty fluffy.
Casing, they can only be as big as the casing is.
He looked pretty fluffy. But not as fluffy as this one. This one is fantastic. He holds like absolutely nothing in his little pouch in the back to make him a backpack. Like, I think I fit my wallet and my cell phone in there. That's probably about it. But
so it's a pointless backpack.
No, he's not pointless. Fuck, shut up. Stop saying things like that. He's wonderful.
It was them saying, it's a backpack, so we can charge you $70 instead of it's a teddy bear, so we have to charge you $25.
I will not disclose the amount of money that I spent on him.
Oh
I'm not
God, it
proud.
was more than $70.
I don't know. I think it was probably around $70, maybe. I don't know. It was a long time ago. We don't talk about it.
Yeah,
I just
inflation. That's $150 backpack now.
I mean, he's in pristine condition, minus like not having the tags. I could probably like sell him off on eBay if I really wanted to at this point. But I'm not going to. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know that he's here for the duration of this episode. I'm going to move him around randomly. I'm really not, but like I love him. He's wonderful. He makes me feel
You're a
loved,
dork.
unlike you.
So yeah, your purchase of Wicket probably contributed to some of the income that this movie made to go along with its $482 million box office.
Yeah, and it's continuing legacy of ridiculousness because it is the best Star Wars movie ever, and I will die on that hill. I don't care.
I would disagree, but that's okay.
It's okay to be wrong.
Yeah, $482 million at the box office off a roughly $32 to $42 million budget.
It's a pretty good box office.
It's not bad. 10x their money. Plus all of the merchandise that isn't included in said box office.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nuts.
Fantastic. It's absolutely wonderful. I don't understand why you don't find this to be the best Star Wars movie ever, because it clearly is.
We'll get into that later.
I'll wait for you to be wrong. It's okay.
So then, in terms of the film itself, you mentioned you think it's the best.
It's my favorite.
What makes this one so special for you?
Ewoks.
Goddamn Ewoks.
Do I have to have any other reason? Because, okay, so Ewoks and the fact that they think 3PO is a god.
That is quite funny.
And also, like, just the random moments. I know we'll probably get into it later, but I feel like when I was rewatching this, I saw a moment where I feel like Mark Hamill completely broke character and it made it on film during one of those sequences.
What?
Yeah, when they're like, when 3PO is telling them that they think he is a god, like I don't remember what Han said in response to something like that, but I just saw Mark Hamill in the background completely just like turn to the side. I was like, oh, he definitely just like broke, like it made it on film in the background and he totally just broke himself on that. But yeah, this movie, it completes it for me. Like I feel like this film really was a completion for the trilogy, and if they had decided not to do the prequels or the later on sequels to these ones, it would have been fine. And I like the fact that it feels like a full conclusion to a franchise, even though they didn't stop there.
Yeah, they had to sequelize it.
Yeah, but no, I don't know. I love it. I like that. It feels like it's a very faster paced movie. Like the pacing of it is better because it's kind of like the conclusion film, and I like
everything's set up. They can just tell a story now.
Yeah. So I'm one of those like action sequence kind of people. So I like the fact that I didn't have to wait for them to build things brick by brick. It was the foundation's been laid out. Here's where we're going with this, and this is our finale kind of thing. And yeah, that's why I like it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It feels much more espionage spy thriller than the previous two. Like immediately you have sort of Luke trying to sneak in and rescue Han and the droids, and like using the droids as essentially bait and dummies to get him into the Jabba's palace, and it makes me realize there's the upcoming movie that we're going to chat about in a few months. And then the Andor show, it really made me want to rewatch Andor. I just love that sort of tone for these films. Like I think the spy thriller part of Star Wars is definitely my favorite part.
I've never watched Andor, so I have nothing to go off of with that. I just I attempted to watch Andor, and I think the 2 times I attempted to watch it, I probably was too tired when I watched it because I was kind of bored because it was just slow paced, I think.
The first couple of episodes are slow, but once it sort of establishes, I think it's slow because it has to establish Andor, his sort of history and background that gets him into being part of the rebellion.
Okay.
but once he's like in, that's
Mhm.
when it gets great. Like
Okay.
the first third of the show, like because it's that first season is like 6 episodes, I think,
Uh-huh.
and it's like every 2 episodes is like a decade
Okay.
essentially, and so like those first two are really slow,
Mhm.
and then the next four are really good, and then
Okay.
season 2 is incredible.
I might give it a third shot. Considering that we have rekindled the Star Wars franchise at the moment, this year, I might go back and watch Andor.
It's definitely worth, if you can, trying to get it finished before we get to Rogue One,
Because it sets
because
up Rogue One.
literally leads straight into Rogue One.
Okay. I was gonna ask you if it was like that's the
It
time frame for it,
ends
right?
as they about to go to the mission.
Okay. All right. So then I should, because Rogue One is my second favorite Star Wars movie. So um I will have to give it a shot. But I won't miss because I'm not a
Uh,
stormtrooper. So haha. But
you're a dork. Another thing I really love about this film too is like it immediately kicks things off with sort of some big stuff, and we get like the Imperial March theme song very early on as well, and like such an iconic score. As soon as it hits you, like, okay, we are in the Star Wars universe
Mhm.
right away.
I like the fact that you hear that same song in different tempos and different beats as well. Because you have the generic version of it that everybody knows, but then at the end you also hear a very slowed down version of it where it's like a very emotional moment, and they have that. So I think it's a really well done song to be able to be played in multiple different tunes. That's the word I was looking
Yeah,
for.
it can like evoke different emotions depending
Mm-hmm.
on the tempo
Yeah.
and like which parts are like increased in volume and like hit harder and stuff. So it's
Yep.
like really good. Uh, Another thing I noticed rewatching this too is the Empire is just like the ultimate place of middle management, because there are so many cooks in the kitchen, lieutenants,
Everybody.
commanders. Like you have the Emperor is like the ultimate top dog.
Yeah.
Then you have Vader, who is barely a step down. He's pretty powerful himself, but ultimately he answers to the Emperor.
He's vice
And then you
president.
have all the commanders who are just totally terrified of Vader and just do whatever he says.
Yeah.
But then when the Emperor says something, you're like, oh, well, we're supposed to do what he said, but he said this, and I'm scared of him, so I'm gonna I don't
Do
know
this
what to do.
instead.
So then nothing happens, and
Yep.
then you just have a plethora of various different stormtroopers who have like slightly different levels of superiority, and it's just like no wonder these people are chaotic and all over the place and
So
get
disorganized.
overrun by a rebellion of essentially 7 people at the core.
Yeah, and none of them are even battle ready for the most part. Like they're all just like a hodgepodge of ridiculous characters, and they're just out there overthrowing this ginormous entity of government. I'm like, okay, that's how we do it.
Very
I wasn't
timely.
going to say it, but
Your government is
a mess.
middle management personified.
Yeah, we have an emperor, and we have a Darth Vader currently.
You have an emperor that likes to call into the news as a false name and just make a fool of himself.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Did you see that?
No, because I stopped listening to what happens in my country at this point because we're just a laughing stock. And nothing surprises me anymore over here. It's
I sent you the clip this morning. He called into the news under a false name,
I can't.
and it's so obviously him.
I can't.
It's just like, okay, cool, bro. And they cut him off. They hung up on him.
I have children running the country.
I'm like, I'm sure that didn't piss him off at all.
Like I'm pretty sure 5-year-olds could do a better job at this point. Like it's sad. Every day I wake up and I'm kind of saddened by what's going on. But that's okay. Because I'm still waking up currently in One Piece. So there's that. It's about to hit.
And then speaking of waking up, Han Solo gets woken up inside Jabba's palace, which, rewatching it now, it's like this has such haunted house, haunted castle type vibes to it.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm kind of I'm slightly a little bit disappointed that Disney never thought to like put Jabba's like dwelling.
Yeah, it's weird that there isn't a Jabba's palace
There's
in
not.
the Star Wars land.
No, because we have Olga's Cantina in Galaxy's Edge, but we do not have like any reference to Jabba's like palace or anything like that, which is kind of almost like a missed opportunity, because they could have done like a meet and greet with Jabba at that point. Like they could have gone hard with something like that, but no, whatever. You never know what's down the pipeline. Eventually, Disney's always ever evolving. So,
And like it would be a different experience than like you have Haunted Mansion
hmm
and it's like it's kind of like a spooky castle type thing, but you could do it as like the traditional sort of like the universal haunted horror nights house things like
yeah,
jump scares and things like that where things are popping out and the rancor and stuff are jumping out and scaring people and stuff like that.
yeah, like they could have done like so. I know when I took you to Magic Kingdom, we did not climb the treehouse, but they do have this was Family Robinson treehouse, which is just a walkthrough attraction of said treehouse. And in California, it's themed to Tarzan, if I'm not mistaken. So I feel like they could make a walkthrough attraction work if it were themed properly. And Jabba's would be a super cool thing because you could have people go down into like the dungeon cavern where like there's creatures of all kinds of sorts. And then they could go back upstairs and see like, the different like entertainers and stuff like that. It'd be a really cool concept. I don't get paid enough though. And to think of these ideas that never are going anywhere, but that would be really cool if I did.
And in terms of the some of the fun characters you see in there,
Hmm.
you have all of his like goons, the Jabba goons, who when I rewatched this, I forgot how moist they all are.
I really hate you. I knew you were gonna do that. It's the piggy snoot, isn't it? Like the little snout on the little pig goo. Ugh, ugh, so
All of
grody.
them.
All of
Like
them have
even the
really
guy with
gross
like
looking
the curl
snouts.
thing,
Yeah,
like the
they.
tail off his head. I'm like, why are you so wet?
Yeah, it's all gross. And
Why are you
also,
so sweaty? You've been watching Cups?
oh my god, stop it. Also, rewatching these because of the fact that they are the redigitized crap is what I'm going to call
Oh,
this
they
because
added a bunch of people to this and they're so obviously fake.
it is so bad. So like I appreciate I should preface or I should have prefaced this by saying I appreciate and love Return of the Jedi, the original cut. That is my favorite Star Wars movie. Return of the Jedi, this remastered 4K digital bullshit cut, is not my favorite film because this added singer slash singers and backup singer shenanigans. No, I don't need it. I don't need it. It's awful. Please get rid of it. Jabba's Entertainment was like the green girl that was
The dancing
dancing.
girl.
That's it. That's all that was in there before. And they did have the little baby elephant dude with the little piano. Everything else, get rid of. I don't need it. I don't need it. It's not even telling me that Jabba is scary anymore. It is just telling me that he's annoying and he's like a gangster. Like I get it. He's like a gangster of space, but it's just too much. I don't need it.
Yeah,
That's my
I was
rant.
watching and being like, oh,
I'm so sorry. That's my
like they
rant.
didn't even try to blend them in. Like
No, it's so obvious.
they
It's
just look like a whole
awful.
new layup over the top of it.
It is so bad
It's like,
because you have grainy stuff from like the 80s, like 70, 80 grain on film. And then you have this CG that is like in your face 2000 CG, not even good CG. And it's just, ugh, ugh, it
it's
annoys
like,
me.
did you ever have like the overhead projectors at school?
hmm That's exactly what it's like when your
It's
head
like
is
they
like
just
walking
slid,
across it.
they slid a whole new layer over the top of the scene, and you're like, oh, nah, 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 nah.
And they do it so many times throughout this movie too, which really annoys me because everything is just so good the way it is. Even at the ending, like spoiler if you haven't seen it, where have you been living, so I don't really care, but like fireworks, and then we're showing all of these different like planets that are celebrating the demise of the empire and like the crashing of everything going on, and there's fireworks and CG cities all over the place. Like I didn't need it. I did not need it. And in the original cut of the movie also, it is Yoda and Obi-Wan and Anakin as an adult, not young Anakin in like his 20s, which also irritates the living daylights out of me. I'm sorry. I understand everybody has a Hayden Christensen thing, but it bothers me.
It's yeah, it's because at the time we didn't know what young Anakin looked like. So now that then like, oh, this is what he looked like. So this is pre-burning.
Yeah, I hate that. I really liked the fact that they kept it authentic. I had the old version of Darth Vader in there in the
It
original
should be,
cut.
because Luke has, Luke has only ever seen the old one.
Right. So the fact that they decided to
How would
young
he
it
be able
up,
to see the young one?
yeah, the
The
fact that
young
they,
one had shown me like, who is this guy?
yeah, like I don't know, that's not my dad. Like, who are you? So yeah, it bothers me that the tweaks that they made to it just are not. It doesn't make sense. It's not needed, and it makes no sense to me, and
Yeah,
it
it's
bothers me.
illogical.
It bothers me so much. But you know, whatever. If they even added the piranha plant mouth inside of the desert, like it used to just be teeth that and now there's a piranha plant
It's got
mouth in it.
just to make it a little bit more gross.
I didn't need that though, because regardless, Lando is still getting like taken by like a tentacle that was already in the original movie that is clearly like a 3D puppet tentacle with like rubber, not a CG tentacle.
Yeah, it's definitely just a bit of rubber that they tied around his foot, and then someone's pulling it under
Yeah, so
the scene.
I didn't need this Venus flytrap kind of like in the middle. And that's the noise that it makes. You're welcome.
We also see in Jabba's palace Luke's sort of big grand entrance to the film. I really like this part because it shows like how time has passed and how much he has grown as a Jedi in that time, because he immediately does the Jedi Force mind trick on the guards.
Yes.
You will take me to Jabba. You will do this. And he's
Okay.
like, okay, I'll do this.
Yeah.
And then the guards like start to fight him, and he's just like, boom.
Yeah.
Force push. See you later.
It's fantastic.
I love all of that.
I like it. And it's honestly, it's like the best use of the Force that we see in the original films. Like you see Vader use certain parts of it and stuff like that, but like Obi-Wan didn't really utilize a whole lot of it in the first film, just because he also wasn't in it for the longest time.
I think it's also to show that like the Skywalkers have extreme command over the Force.
Yeah, and that's the thing I like and I appreciate, is that it does kind of show you that this is a unique like bloodline, is almost like this is a very like powerful being and everything.
The midichlorians be midichlorian.
Oh my god, I'm done with you. I don't know how we work together.
To the Force.
I don't know how we do this anymore. You just do things to piss me off.
But it's part of the canon now.
Not in my world.
That's why the Skywalkers are so strong, because they got all them midichlorians in their blood.
Anyway,
not because they're just more devout.
No. Anyway.
Attention, trading card collectors! Are you ready to take your collection to the next level? Dive into the action with the limited edition Australian wrestling card, showcasing the most electrifying talents Australia has to offer. Imagine owning cards featuring legends such as Robbie Eagles, Shazza McKenzie, Shane Hayes, Madison Eagles, and many, many more. But that's not all. You'll also snag cards of the iconic referees, commentators, and announcers, just like me, Lord Andy Coyne, to truly capture the spirit of Australian independent wrestling. And as our homegrown talent continues to dominate the world stage, OzRest cards are destined to become hot commodities. Not only will you be owning a valuable piece of wrestling history, but you'll also be supporting the amazing wrestlers and talented photographers behind the magic. So don't wait! Grab your Australian wrestling cards now at pariomagazine.com.au/OzRes cards. Order today and kickstart your collection with a bang!
So yeah, he goes to use the mind trick of like, you will do this. And Jabba's like,
no.
Your tricks don't work on me, boy. What are you doing?
I'm a worm.
Yeah, a worm that consists of 3 human beings inside that outfit, which is pretty nuts.
That is a very insane animatronic, like, thing.
It's a puppet.
It's
literally 3 people inside the worm.
That is massive.
Like, one guy did the tail, one guy did the middle belly part, and then another guy had to do the head.
I'm never doing that again, by the way.
It's like, ugh.
Yeah. It's a lot. And also, like, his mouth is so gross. I'm sorry. Like, the Jabba mouth, I could live 100 years and never have to see it again. It's so grody looking. Like, his tongue looks like it's infected. Like, it's, like, so, like, stiff and gross looking. And his mouth is so gross looking. I'm like, Need
I
some.
think that's the point.
He needs some
He's
chapstick.
supposed to be a gross worm.
Yeah, it's nasty. Like, bleh.
Which makes it even nastier when he enslaves Leia and
Yeah.
puts her in the iconic slave
Slave
Leia
shirt.
outfit.
Yeah.
That's an outfit for that time.
Fun fact, I have it lying around somewhere. I'll have to find it and send it to you. I used to have a shirt that was a slave Leia shirt. Because Disney also used to sell that.
I have a slave Leia outfit. I was like, whoa.
No, we're not. Nope, that's not. That's a different channel, dear. Anyway. No, yeah. So Disney used to sell that too. Those. I think you guys probably have them because all beach towns do. Where they have the shirts that look like the bikinis, but they're just like the long T-shirt. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Except it was a slave Leia shirt. And Disney used to sell the crap out of them back in the early 2000s, and it's fantastic. I might have it running around somewhere in the archives of my wardrobe because I just can't part with certain things, but it will never see the light of day anymore. But yes, that is a choice. Carrie Fisher was young and she worked the hell out of that outfit, and I feel like probably looking back towards like later on in her life, before she passed away, she probably was like, why did I agree to do that? Because that's what I mostly know. She's like, that's what I'm mostly known for now. And I'm just like,
If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure she was the one that was pushing for it.
Oh, well then all the power to her. I don't know.
Because she didn't want to be seen as like the typical damsel in distress, like the princess that needs to be saved type thing. She wanted to be like a sexy, powerful woman as well.
I mean, that makes sense as to why she's... It makes sense as to why she's the one who decided to... Jabba in the long run. Like, I'm so glad that she got that because gross. No.
Then we also get the Rancor pit sequence, which ends up leading to a little like teaser of Luke's hand, which is kind of cool that they put that in there but don't really pay it off in any other way later. It's just like a little teaser. It's like, if you know, you know.
We're not going to do anything else with this, though.
No. I don't think they even did anything in the sequels.
I don't think so, no.
They're just like, he got his hand cut off, so he got a mechanical one. It's
fine.
We'll forget about it from then on.
Yeah, it's cool. Don't worry about it.
From there, we jump over to Dagobah to go back to Yoda, who drops that there's another Skywalker bombshell into the world, and then he dies without revealing who the other Skywalker is, and Luke is just like, what?
Listen here, okay? Yoda held on strong for 900 years. All right, he was a pretty old man, and he went peacefully at least. Although, to be fair, that does make me kind of sad every time I watch it, because it's like, he's adorable, and I don't like it when adorable, cute things die, so...
Yeah, it's just like, it's crazy that, so Luke finds out in the last movie that his father is Darth Vader. And then in this movie, he's told, there's another one of you, and he's like, what? And then Yoda just goes, I got a secret to tell you about.
I'm alive, I'm dead.
But Luke, being perceptive and connected with the Force that he is able to immediately recognize, oh, it's Leia. She's my sister.
Yeah, because I called out to her with my mind when I was flying up in the air, hanging from doom, and she heard me going, Leia.
And it's funny that he doesn't, like, immediately go, ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh, we did some, ugh.
Neither of them did that, though, because even when Leia acknowledges that, and she's like, oh, yeah, she's like, nah, okay, whatever, it's fine. It's no big deal. I just, romantically kissed my brother. It's cool.
But it does lead to some funny moments later when Leia then, like, Han gets very jealous of Luke, and she's like, yeah, I love him. And he's just like, oh, right.
Bye.
Like, not like that. Yeah, weirdo.
Yes. Stop being gross.
Like, yeah, she just brushes it off like, yeah, we didn't do anything. We're not weird. You're weird.
Yeah,
You're weird for thinking that.
Stop thinking like that. What the hell?
And then we also get, like, Forced Ghost Obi-Wan pops in to fill in those gaps between Anakin, Vader, the connection, and how it all sort of makes sense. What did you think of that reveal?
I'm glad that they kept it this way, because I feel like given how much they have added on to certain parts of this movie with the added fluff, I feel like they could have easily decided to do like a flashback sequence of like just like little scenes from
flashback to the prequels.
Yeah, like
it would have felt totally out of connection, because it would have felt like it would have looked and felt totally different.
Yeah, it would have 100%. But given the fact that they added Ghost Anakin, Ghost young Anakin, and at the end of it, sky's the limit apparently. So I'm kind of glad that they didn't have somebody thinking that way, because they could have added like an extra like 10 minutes onto this film by just showing little flashback sequences through episode 1 through 3 to do
These
storytelling.
movies do not need extra time.
I'm aware they don't need extra time. They're so
freaking long.
For the time that they came out, they were already long, and then the fact that you're adding in like little snippets here and there, even if they're like 5 minutes or something like that, it still adds up. But yeah, no, I've always liked this. I appreciate that they keep having Obi-Wan kind of come back to direct and guide Luke still from the beyond, just because, you know, he is such a vulnerable character, and they are all afraid that he is going to eventually just like turn to the dark side. So I think it's cool that they keep him as almost like a grounding means for Luke to look back on.
Yeah, he's like a surrogate father for him.
Mm-hmm.
They apparently added approximately 5 minutes with all of their changes for this one. So, that's a lot.
Didn't need it.
For a movie that was already over 2 hours,
yeah,
an extra 5 minutes doesn't seem like much, but it
is. It is, especially with the fact that you know
how long they all were, because then you go back and watch them. Jesus Christ, these are epics.
Yeah, well, and also the fact that, like, yeah, you know how long they were before. There's no reason to add on that much time to a movie that was made in the era that it was made in, because no one was doing that length of a time frame for a movie like that. Like, people weren't sitting around. I mean, people still have a hard time sitting around for a 2-hour movie, even though it's pretty standard for nowadays. Like, you just watch some of them, and you're just like, man, is it over yet?
Yeah, I'm kind of scared to get into the prequels, because I know they're long as well. Especially, I think, is it 2 is like mega long.
I haven't watched the prequels in like at least a solid like 10 years. So I can't really tell you how long they are, because they just annoy me.
From memory, I think episode 2 is the longest of the series, maybe 3.
Great. Lovely. Looking forward to that.
Yay.
Yay.
From Dagobah, we then jump over to Endor, which is weird because they call it a moon, like the forest moon.
Endor.
But then we never actually see a planet that it's rotating around. It's essentially a planet. Like,
yeah. Yep.
How can it be a moon should be in the gravitational pull of another planet, but there's no Endor the planet.
Technicalities, whatever.
Space nerd, engage.
Oh my god, stop it. Listen, we have space bears, so I guess that makes sense for you to nerd out a little bit.
Well, yeah. So Endor, we get to see the Ewoks. Tell me more. Why do you love them?
Who doesn't love them? They're so adorable. And the fact that they're not all the same. So Wicket is most notoriously known because he befriends Leia in the woods after she gets knocked off of her speeder and approaches with great caution, and then yep, and eats crackers with her, which is fantastic. But the fact that they are all different Ewoks is what I love, because it shows that they are like their own people, essentially. They're just like another creature in the Star Wars universe. You know, it's not like it's not like an animal. It is an actual like species, and they have their own network of systems. They have their own beliefs and their own religion and their own language. So they are a very bright community of furry, adorable things.
Yeah, they could have very easily become like Jawas,
but
they didn't.
Yeah.
They have like personalities and uniqueness. Like, they're like the Gremlins, which makes sense why you love them.
They're just cute little furry things. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
but are they so cute? They try to serve Han as a like banquet for their deity C-3PO.
Not just Han, Luke, and Chewie. It's a thing with the trio.
Yeah, but like, Han is the one that's about to be cooked on
because he doesn't know how to shut his mouth and stop being a wise ass. That's why. you know, they didn't try to eat Leia. Leia was a really nice little lady. And she's like, hey, don't do that. They're my friends. Although maybe that one does deserve to get cooked sometimes, kind of thing. It's probably what she was thinking. I think I just love the interaction that happens because 3PO, you know, you see him talking to them, trying to make amends, and they're just not listening. And so my favorite part of this entire movie is when Luke makes 3PO like float in the air. It's fantastic.
Use your magic powers, and C-3PO's like, "Oh, magic powers!"
And then he starts floating.
These ones
But
fly, boy.
the thing that gets me is when 3PO is just like, "Never knew I had it in me." Like when he like finally like gets put down, he's just like, "Never knew I had that in me." Like, yes, you actually did that for yourself. You did that, 3PO.
It's funny because it makes you think. None of these people know that Luke can do this crap.
Right. Yeah. So they're in their head. You're just like, how the hell did I do that? I did do that, didn't I? So it's fantastic. I love that. I love the fact that they worship 3PO because he speaks all these languages and he just has no idea what to do with his
gold human.
Yeah, he has no idea what to do with his power, his quote unquote power. He's just like telling them stories. I love his storytelling and all of the sound effects that he makes for them, and they're very captivated by all of it. It's fantastic. And of course then they become like the greatest warriors of all time in a forest by any means necessary. They have rock throwing weaponry and vines that they use to trip things. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Booby traps with like whole trees and stuff. Like, yeah, that's what I wrote down about their fighting style is like guerrilla warfare tactics. It's like, let's just improvise what we have and make do, and they take out a whole bunch of stormtroopers and stuff, and one of them even steals a speeder bike.
Yes. Oh my god.
Quite funny. He's just like, oh.
Yeah, if I were an Ewok, that would have been. I would be that Ewok. That would be me. Is spinning on a speeder. Yeah, that's me. I compare this sequence, like this battle sequence, almost to the very first Predator movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, where he has to like cover himself in mud and use like all of the like forest stuff to trap the predator. Like, it is very, very much similar concept, and I love it.
I love the speeder bike chase. Like, it's one of those like iconic all-time action sequences from the series. And do you know how they filmed that?
With a green screen?
Oh no.
Well, not green screen, but like one of those like little like movie screens in the background. But
like when they were like the guys sitting on the bikes, yeah. But for the like the footage that's like showing them speeding through the forest, they had a Steadicam operator walk through the forest.
Okay.
Filming at 1 frame per second.
Okay.
So then when it was played back at regular film speed of 24 frames per second, it creates this illusion of like incredibly fast movement.
Yeah, that's insane, but super genius.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. So I mentioned it earlier, Han's jealousy about like Luke and Leia's bond, and like it's kind of funny to see that. But then like when Luke reveals the truth about Vader to Leia and like how the three of them are connected, her response is a bit weird.
Yeah, she's kind of just like...
Her response is, somehow I've always known.
Yeah.
That, like, I was your sister and all of this. And it's like, okay then.
Why'd you kiss
Explain all the kissing. If you had a suspicion, why are you kissing him like that?
Yeah, it wasn't even like a peck on the cheek. It was not a peck on the cheek. It was like a full-blown, like, gonna eat your face kind of thing. So, yeah, yeah. Ugh. The whole Leia Luke thing was just...
Explain it.
Ugh, no.
Explain yourself.
Yeah, for real. Like, who would have thought that Star Wars would have, like, you know, predicted the way that women like to read books now? But you didn't think I was going to throw that in there, but somehow I can work it all in. There's tropes for that.
And then we get to the big final battle sequence with you have the space battle up in space where they're trying to take out the second Death Star, which is so funny because it's like the second Death Star is the one I think of in my head when I think of the Death Star, like the
half-built one.
not finished, but fully operational, which is like, what?
Yeah, it's so crazy to me that it is like a half-built city in the sky is how I look at it, or like city in space, because the Death Star
That's
was nothing more than
because
a giant planet.
it's a trap.
It's a trap. Oh my god. I know Admiral Akbar is like this, like, notorious character that everybody recognizes and stuff like that. His face makes me cringe though, because he's like a squid face, and he's got little tentacles that hang down from his chin. It's just weird looking because they like
He's a
flop
space
around when he
lobster.
flops around. It's weird. No, he's like a squid, ain't he? He doesn't have like claw hands.
Same thing. He's
Oh
also
my god.
he's in Andor.
Okay.
Admiral Akbar, Mon Mothma, they all pop up. It's like, oh, I know you.
Oh.
I know you.
Okay. I'm slowly getting sold on Andor. I feel like by the end of this episode, you will have sold me on Andor, and I'm going to go watch Andor. So, congratulations.
And then, yeah.
Irish.
So you have that bit up there where they're trying to deal with the trap. Like, also that line is improvised. It was supposed to be, it's a trick.
But it's a trap.
And he went, it's a trap. And now that's become like his quote.
It's a thing.
Like, that's his catchphrase.
Yeah, it's so notorious. Like, it is it's one of those like absolutely up there Star Wars lines with, I am your father and shit like that. So
Then you see one of the rebel pilots going full kamikaze mode into the bridge of the Star Destroyer. I was like,
oh,
this guy's a hero.
yeah,
He sacrificed everything to
taking one for the
this
team.
Star
Literally.
Destroyer. And then you have down on the ground, you have, like we mentioned, all of the Ewoks battling against the stormtroopers and whatnot. And the chicken walkers,
Mm-hmm.
ATSTs this time.
Yes, because they only have 2 feet instead of 4.
Yeah, I really like this bit.
Mhm.
This part's like the fun part of this movie.
It is. I love it when the 2 Ewoks and Chewie infiltrate one of them and just start like shooting all over the place. Is one of my favorite scenes in this movie, probably. Because it just looks like a whole bunch of fun. Poor R2 getting fried while he's trying to open up a door is also adorable.
And then Chewie and that walk up in the ATST and like confront like Han and Leia as they're trying to get through that door.
Yeah.
And they freak out, and then Chewie pops out like, "Hi,
Hi, it's just me.
it's just me. You're okay." And there's also in that scene where they're trying to get through that door, there's a little bit of a mistake.
Oh.
So when Leia gets shot in the shoulder,
Yes.
if you look closely, the burn mark is already on her shirt before the blaster hits her.
I love that. It's fantastic.
So then we finally get to the conclusion, the Luke, Vader, and Emperor clash.
Yes.
Was it always so flippy?
What do you mean
remember it being
flippy?
so flippy at the start.
I don't remember it being that
Like
flippy.
Luke does a full like perfect laid out backflip down the stairs. I'm like,
Yeah, I don't remember that. I
it
remember
being
him
that
like
flippy.
I remember him walking down the stairs. Like, I remember the walking backwards moments. I remember the under part of the floorboards where they're like both under the floorboards together. I remember that very specifically in my head, but I do not remember I don't remember that sequence being as long as it is.
Yeah, because there's a moment, and it didn't look like it was wire work. It definitely looked kind of CG'd because it was like, this perfectly flat laid out backflip because like Vader hits him or kicks him or something. He just goes, whoo, perfectly laid out backflip, lands it, and then it's like, okay, I don't want to fight you. But then they end up fighting, and I love that idea of like him refusing to give in to the hatred and the anger to avoid turning to the dark side. And it's like, yeah, this is the moment that defines him as the hero of the trilogy.
Absolutely. And this part when I was younger, this particular sequence always used to like freak me out. Like the Emperor has always been kind of a freaky character in general.
It looks freaky.
Yeah, like he's like a shrivelly old prune. But
he's Voldemort before, like he's definitely inspired Voldemort's look, I think.
Yeah, but he's like saggy, whereas Voldemort's like smooth like a baby's ass.
I know, but like the grayish color and like the sickly looking.
And like,
character.
I think the thing that used to do it for me when I was like little, that used to scare the crap out of me, is because his makeup was so well done, and he had like contacts, like the yellow eyed contacts thing, and like the teeth were all nasty and shit like that. So rewatching this now, he's still a terrifying like enemy villain. He just kind of looks a little wonky though. Like he just everything looks really gross about him. He's just an uncomfortable character to look at.
And then he like uses his force lightning on Luke and like starts torturing Luke, and then that's where you kind of see the cracks that Luke has felt in Vader really begin to widen in that moment where you can see the conflict playing out when he doesn't sort of intervene.
Yeah.
And then we ultimately get sort of Vader's redemption, where he does kind of show a bit of softness and like wants to take the mask off, even though he knows it's going to kill him.
Yeah.
So that he can lay his eyes on his son for like the first time, really, ever.
Yeah.
What did you think of that? Do you think it feels earned after the first two films where he's just like essentially the big bad?
I feel like this is a full circle moment where he is no longer Darth Vader. He is like Anakin again. He has done that. He's accepted his fate, and he understands that he had like the dark side had a grip on him for so long, but now he still has a piece of Anakin left in him, even though for the most part it's all gone. So I feel like he just came to terms with, there's still pieces of him that are humane. It's just a matter of he was so already taken over. Just nothing to do.
Yeah, it's like when you break a cult member out of a cult. And it's like everything has to be reshaped in their mind.
Yeah, and there's always going to be pieces of them that are still like left over that are always going to be like triggered probably, but make the best of it any way you can. It's also really strange, like as the first and only time you see the actual actor for Darth Vader, which is super crazy and interesting to think that guy, he was Darth Vader through all three films and only ever got like maybe 5 minutes of screen time collectively through the entire franchise. It's kind of sad, actually.
Yeah. Although I like it because it finally makes you sympathize with who you thought was the big bad, like the monster.
Yeah.
You suddenly go, oh, yeah, this guy was like, he was entrapped as well. He wasn't evil. He was just
persuaded.
Yeah, he's hypnotized into thinking this way. Yeah,
because it's all about persuasion. Like that eats away at your anger and like the jealousy and things like that are like negative in life versus all the positives. And when Anakin did turn into Darth Vader, he was at a lowest point in his life. Like he was the low essentially, so it made sense for him to go that way.
Yeah, his wife just got killed.
Yeah, like
he was always going to go bad at that point.
Yeah, there was no coming back from that. So it made sense that he fell down that hole, and then you see his redemption story almost, like a redemption arc for Darth Vader in a weird sense.
Yeah. So as we close out, there was a few little trivia moments I wrote down. So I mentioned the Steadicam speeder bike trick, which is really cool. The special edition adding 5 minutes to the original cut, which is now the special edition is kind of like the only edition you can access.
Yeah.
And then in terms of directors, this was kind of tumultuous.
Okay.
So ultimately they went with Richard Marquand. He got the gig. But they wanted, firstly, Irvin Kershner.
Okay.
And then they wanted Steven Spielberg, but he was banned from doing it due to conflicts with the Directors Guild at the time. David Lynch was asked but declined because he felt that George Lucas should direct his own creation, considering as it was the final.
That makes sense. I can see that point of view.
But then he didn't follow that advice. He got someone else to do it anyway.
Yeah. I'm like, whatever.
David Cronenberg was also asked, but he preferred to direct films that he wrote himself, which would have been a very different film tonally.
Yeah, that would have been a choice.
So they eventually went with Richard Marquand, who has been quoted as saying that directing this film was like directing King Lear with Shakespeare in the next room, because George Lucas was always there, basically. He might as well have directed the bloody thing himself.
Yeah. I'll never understand why he did that. Like,
it's like, yeah, if you wanted so much control over the final outcome, just direct the bloody thing yourself.
I don't want to commit that much of my life to the story. Like, I already did so much for the franchise. I'm just going to let somebody else do it. Actually, you know what? How about you don't do it that way? How about you retake that shot? How about you do this instead? Like,
yeah, it's just like, what the hell, bro? Just direct it.
Just, yeah, do it already. Pull off the Band-Aid and just get on with it.
You could have made more money because you wouldn't have to pay a director.
Yeah, for real. You could just have it yourself, but whatever. I mean...
To be fair, he made $400-something million. I don't think an extra 2 or 3 mil here and there will make much of a difference.
I was going to say, he probably didn't even bat an eyelash at the paycheck that he had to cut for somebody. Like, okay, whatever.
Hence why he was going after people like Spielberg, David Lynch, David Cronenberg, like not...
Yeah, I'm just going to throw money.
Insignificant directors at the time.
Yeah, who can I throw money at and who's going to, like, take the bait? Like, who wants this?
Like, David Lynch had directed Eraserhead, Elephant Man, and the original 1984 Dune.
Mm-hmm. That's
like,
big.
He was not cheap.
No.
So finally, rating, what would you give Star Wars Episode 6 Return of the Jedi?
This is 5 Millennium Falcons. Always and forever. Just because it can be.
5 parsecs?
I'm sorry?
Unit of distance, not time.
Oh, for God's sakes. Can't with you. Anyway, I know you're going to have a different opinion, but it's okay to be wrong because I know that Rogue One is your favorite stupid Star Wars movie, which is cool. It's good. It's not the best, but whatever. It's fine.
I gave this a 4. It's in line with the previous one that I gave the previous 2 actually that we've done so far. I've given 4s because like these are the top end of the series, but there is one that I'm giving a 5. Spoiler. Well, in my head right now, I'm giving it a 5. Maybe on rewatch it won't be as good.
No, it'll still be a 5 in your head.
Stand up.
I was gonna say, I already know it's still a 5 in your head. It always will be.
We'll see how low the next 6 can get.
Shorty got low. Yeah, it's gonna get low. Real low. Like, you can set your bar as low as possible and it's still gonna be lower than that probably.
Sneak under easily. Alright. We will be back for our next one will be Star Wars Episode 1.
The Phantom Menace? What?
Get excited for some Darth Maul action there.
Yeah.
The feature of that entire film.
That guy's super nice, by the way. Like, all jokes aside, he is like one of the nicest people you'll ever meet, which is so totally opposite of the Darth Maul character. Like, I don't understand how it's the same person.
He got screwed over big time.
Yeah.
But otherwise, thank you for listening to the commentary booth. If you enjoyed the show, please remember to rate, review, and subscribe on podcast services and on YouTube. You can follow Corrina on Instagram at Miss Corrina Renee, and where else?
And at living_dead_books. Breaking news, there's a new dark romance bookstore that's in soft opening phase right now in the area, and I might have gone in today because I had to go take a look-see, and I might have bought a book, which is super exciting. So yay, me having easy access to books that also promote easy access.
Aww. Okay, if you don't like that, you can follow me on social media at Jamie Epps Media and at Pario Magazine.
I've broken Jamie.
We're gonna go.
Fantastic.
Bye.